so I've been nominated for the Ice Bucket Challenge 3 times. Thank you, Lisa Ferry, you gorgeous thing. Thank you, Debbie D, and Emily Mousley, you at a twat. It's been quite long-winded. I actually done a video for this 2.5 weeks ago on Bank Holiday, explaining why I'm actually not going to do it. It didn't load, so I just completely forgot about it, but it's just occurred to me now as I'm out and about. So basically the reasons why I'm not doing it, and it's not because I'm an old man, well it is actually, but basically I just don't really agree where the money goes, so I'm not going to donate to a cause that's a load of bollocks. The cash doesn't really go to helping people with ALS or motor neurons, so I can't really be a part of it. And also a lot of the research, as I've now gone vegetarian, a lot of the research, a lot of the trials are taken out on animals, and I don't really support the testing of animals with anything, so that's why I'm not doing it. Mainly, the other point is that I think there's a lot more to the Ice Bucket Challenge than meets the eye. Quite frankly, I think it's a bit of a ritual. I've been saying this for weeks to friends and family. I knew that it was when it first came out. That's really why I didn't want to do it. I knew I was going to be nominated, but really there's a lot more to it than what people think. Why does suddenly the heads of state, politicians, famous actors, famous singers take part in something all at the same time? It's because they've been nominated, yeah, it's good for exposure and it's just a bit of fun. But when you see the likes of Bill Gates putting all that effort into something, when he's a very busy man, controlling the population and controlling the Earth's energy grid, and also controlling all the vaccines that are being placed into Africa. The one that got me was George Bush. So as soon as I saw George Bush take part in the challenge, I knew something was off. Almost like the ritual that he did on September the 11th with the school children. It's very much like that. Bill Gates's was the worst though. Bill Gates's was awful. It's the 32 number that really gets me. So 32 degrees Fahrenheit is when water freezes. Okay, so ice and bucket is when the bucket of water becomes ice. So that's 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, if you also look at the number 32, if you look at the Freemason pyramid, the Freemason scale, the 33 degree is the top of the pyramid. Now there's 32 degrees underneath that apex, and 32 degrees is when, 32 degree is where you become the Sublime Prince. Now I think that really says that's when you become Sublime Prince, and that's sort of everyone below that 33 degree point sort of kneeling to their leader. Alright? Kneeling down below the apex, below the supreme being, the architect. Also, you've got to really research 32 of the Kabbalah paths. I'm just going to trip up here. Now, the 32 paths of Kabbalah, paths of creation. Alright? This is all a ritual. Just Google it. This is why everyone's being doused with water. It's not to raise money for just one disease, one condition which is horrific. This is a lot more to it, guys. Okay, so please Google 32 paths of Kabbalah. And funnily enough, what I've researched, I found out that, and many have come to me with this as well, one of the 5 companies that benefit from your money going to ALS and also motor neurons is a company called ISIS Pharmaceuticals. ISIS, I-S-I-S. No, I'm not making this shit up. I'm not. ISIS Pharmaceuticals. Now, we know ISIS is in the news a lot recently, for one thing and another. They're an agency that was set up by MI6 and the CIA. Just like Al-Qaeda. So ISIS Pharmaceuticals is another path towards that message. Okay? It's just another sin, basically. Alright? Now, they're one of the 5 that benefit from this greatly. Now, apart from 20% of the money going to more campaigns, more fundraising events. So if you $10 goes towards the charity, $2 of that goes to new fundraising. So 2 just goes straight out the window. All right, in the pyramid scheme, $2, then 20% of the next money that comes in from the donation goes out again, and barely less than, what is it? It's something like 18%. Oh, sorry, I think it's 7% goes to the charity. And then again, they test on animals, which is something I'm not going to do. There was one guy who did have motor neurons, who I was very close to as a young child, and growing up next door to, and that was Typhy Lloyd. Absolute legend, Typhy Lloyd. So for that, my friend, I would like to still donate to a charity, because on his behalf, and I know his wife very well, he's now widow very well, and go and visit her as often as I can, and she's not living full-time in the country now. Typhy Lloyd, to you, I am donating on behalf of the Dr. Hadwin Trust. Okay, they're an excellent charity and the UK's leading charity that do not test on animals. The UK's leading research charity, do not test on animals, and that's going straight to those. It's only a £10 donation, something simple, but something I can easily afford at the minute. Other than that, simply check out, do your research. It's a complete, how can I say it? The ice bucket challenge is a complete shambles, really. It's something that's gone quiet now, just like Coney 2012. Don't know if you remember that, Coney 2012. Google that as well. It was when everyone was looking for Joseph Coney, because he was a warlord that the authorities were after, because he was going into certain villages and pillaging locals, his tribe, and there was a massive campaign, and people like Rihanna, Lady Gaga, all the same names were campaigning on Twitter, throwing banners around cities. And this is when, you know, the streets of New York, the streets all over America, Chicago, Boston, all those places were going to become completely overwrought with banners for Coney 2012. And there was a charity set up for Coney 2012. I know friends of mine on Facebook posted about it, so I know you know about it. Now, what's happened to that? Now, that's been completely outed as a charity. That was a complete load of bollocks. That wasn't even a charity, it was a company, it was just pillaging money. And I'm scared that also people donate to other charities on here, because they may not have anyone affected directly with ALS or motor neurons, so they'll donate to something which is fair enough, like cancer research, asthma, all those companies. But take into account also that companies like Cancer Research, Asthma UK, but mainly Cancer Research Wales and Cancer Research UK, their CEOs, just like the ALS charity in the States, the CEOs are on over £300,000 a year. Sorry, $340,000 a year. Okay, just over around £230,000. Now, if they're a charity looking to get a cure for one of the most horrific conditions, one of the biggest killers in terms of diseases, to wit, the human population in its entirety, really, then, and it's growing every year, just like diabetes is growing tenfold over the last 10 years. Why are they not on a basic wage? Why are they not taking, £15,000 to £20,000, £10,000 to £15,000 if they're a charity? The thing is, they're not a charity. Okay, they're not. They're a fucking company. Okay, just like any company in the UK, you can set that up, and as long as you donate X amount to charity, you can call yourself a charity. And that's all these charities do. They're companies. Alright, just like, I'm not going to name certain ones, but there are many out there, guys. So always be aware of where your money actually goes. And you see people in the street fundraising events. Cancer research is another funny one. Barbecuing for the summer to raise money for cancer research, when it's a known fact that carcinogens from burnt meat, sausages, even poultry, bacon on a barbecue actually causes cancer. They're cancer-causing agents. Burnt meat, and that's exactly what a barbecue does. And then cancer research comes on and highlights that fact and tries to promote barbecues for the summer. Now, that's really what you've got to contend with. It's a complete joke. So I hope I've enlightened you a little bit today, guys. I hope you're a little bit more in tune with what the hell's going on. More on this on my group. So if I have enlightened you today, just be aware that these charlatans exist. Alright? I'm going to be doing quite a lot for charities over the coming months. I've got a few things lined up, big events actually, and they'll be going direct to very small charities where I know the people that need it the most, they get the money. They get 90 to 95% of the cash. And the people working for those charities are all on a wage, as opposed to a fucking CEO London salary. Okay? I can expand on this subject and others more in the group Matt Show Real Truth. So make sure you subscribe to that. And take care. God bless you.